Hello, I'm Sarah Jackman Reed and I'm a brand ambassador for docrafts. Today I'd like to show you 3 different techniques using the Xcut 4-in-1 embossing pen. Now first of all I would like to show you how to shape some flowers. This is a very easy technique but it's very clever and it's very useful for adding some embellishments onto your makes. So first of all, I've got a piece of the Capsule Elements Pigment 12x12 paper because it's got some absolutely beautiful colours along it. And I'm just going to punch out some flowers using the Xcut medium palm punch, like so. And I'm basically going to use the largest nib, so the 2mm nib, on my embossing pen just to shape the flowers. Now, you can use a cutting mat to do this, but I do find that it's slightly easier if you've got a slightly softer surface. So what I've done here is I've cut up a sheet of the Craft Planet Funky Foam and I've just glued it together with a bit of PVA, or you can add double-sided tape, just to give me a little sort of shaping mat, as it were. So I've got my tiny flowers and what I'm going to do is just rub in the middle like that with my pen, and obviously you get a sort of a bit more shape, like 3-dimensional shape to them. And if you turn those over and rub the ends of the petals on the other side, like so, you get a lovely flower. I'll just do one more there for you. So pop it in the middle, turn it over, and these you can layer up, but they're just perfect for little embellishments to go on your cards or your scrapbook, and they're just really, really quick and easy. And then once you've got your flower, we'll just get one of these Paper Mania adhesive gems in the colour of your choice, but these 5mm ones work quite well in the middle. And we'll just pop that in there and then just use our nib just to press that in. And there you have your tiny little shaped flower. For my second technique, I'm going to use the pin on the 4-in-1 embossing pen. And what I have done, again, I'm going to use my Funky Foam sort of cutting mat, shaping mat rather. First of all, what I've done is I wanted to make a frame, just a really simple card with a frame on it. So I've used my Xcut square nesting dies just to make a frame out of some white cardstock. And it's very simple. We're going to do some faux stitching on this. And I'm just going to place that on my Funky Foam and then just carefully go around the edge. Now, when you die cut a shape like this, you tend to get a small line that goes all the way around the edge. So if you use that line as a guide for your stitches, and literally this is simple as that, just go through and do your stitching. Now you could, if you wanted to, add a small line with a dual pen, watercolour pen, just to join up the stitch marks, but we won't on this because I want to just keep the whole design really plain and simple. And basically you just follow the lines around, go all the way around. But here's one I've done all ready to go on a card. So that is just our fake stitching all the way around. Now I've used the Capsule Elements Pigment 12x12 paper for this because it's got a really sort of nice design and it works well with just a simple frame. I've used one of the Xcut mini sentiments to go in the middle, which I've just cut out, and then we'll just pop that frame over the top. I've used the foam pads on this just to give it a bit of extra depth and dimension. And here we go. So it's a very simple technique, but and there we have our finished card. The third technique I'm going to show you with the 4-in-1 embossing pen today is the pergamano technique, and I'm going to use the pen on the nib, the 1mm nib on the pen, and I have got some of the Anita's white vellum for this. And again, I've got my Funky Foam mat, and I have got this stencil, which is from the Moroccan Haze Ultimate Die Cut and Paper Pack. And it's got a lovely sort of geometric design there, and I'm going to use that to create my pergamano effect on the vellum. So I'm going to pop my vellum, little square there, on my Funky Foam, and just place the stencil over the top, one of these laser cut sheets, and then basically you use the nib to draw around the design, and that gives you your pergamano effect. Now what happens when you press down on the foam, it's almost like the nib is colouring in, because you get that, so it sort of makes the vellum become white. So wherever you press down through the shape, it gives you that effect. It's actually quite relaxing. So I'll just do one more there just to show you. Just be careful you don't press too hard, because you might go through, but just be quite gentle, and you can always sort of build it up. You could go across a couple of times just to build up that whiteness. I'll just do that bit there. And if we take that away, you can just see where we've sort of copied the design. So if you just carry on going all across your vellum, I've got one I've done here, and you can see that the whole design is slightly raised. Now I've put some double-sided tape on the back, because obviously where it's vellum, if you put a little bit of the small double-sided tape, that means that you won't see it through. Now I've used the Xcut Extras coloured vellum for this as well, just to add a little layer. So we'll pop that on there. We've got that lovely raised design, and I'm going to pop this on a gift bag, on one of the Bare Basics small gift bags, again, which I've decorated with elements from the Moroccan Haze range. We'll just pop that on there. Like so. It's very simple. I've used some of the alphabet as well, which I've layered up. Really quick and easy. And just a small element, we'll just pop that in the middle. And that is our finished pergamano gift bag. Thank you for joining me today.